Aries, what's good? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an awesome week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, I'm back. No more technical difficulties right now, but I appreciate you coming back because you're keeping this channel growing with your likes, your shares. We're raising that vibration. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an exciting journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of November 6th through the 12th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, with that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. All the gems are here. We're so excited this week, Aries. You have no idea how happy I am to be back. Now, what I'm going to be doing is pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corners are going to be some future options you might be considering. The bottom left will be any perspectives you might be thinking about in relationship to the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case you all were curious, I'm going to be using Aleister Crowley's Stealth deck. The art on these cards are so cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Aries? Let me get your cards pulled, and then we will get right to it. Oh, oof. Wisdom. Don't panic. Wisdom all over the place, Aries. Look at that. Fortune. Okay, hold on. Let's get these cards pulled. I'm about to just get started. Okay. Oof. Okay. Nope. We're still not panicking. Ignore my sound effects. All right, there we go. All right. We're still ignoring. Okay, hold on. Let me get these cards straightened up, and then we will jump into it. Yeah, because oof. Aries, you are going to be so wise after this. I feel it. Okay. All right, Aries. Okay. So, for the nature of your problem this week, I pulled the Ten of Swords here. And then the cards that came along with it are the Five of Wands and the Hanged Man. Now, I know how this looks. But you know what? I do like that this is the nature of your problem this week because the Ten of Swords is a card. Mainly when this card pops up, this is my card of faulty reasoning. And faulty reasoning in the sense of what things have we been telling ourselves that have been getting in our way? You know, if it's like, you're like, let's say if we're starting a new project, you're like, man, this isn't working. I can't seem to get X done. Look at all these, the mindfulness amongst my abundant. I can't, I won't. We're going to do something else. This isn't working. Well, and that's a weird analogy, but if you're in a place where you're just like where you're feeling like giving up, or that just it doesn't it's maybe whatever you're working on is applying or is using more energy than I think maybe that you had anticipated, or it's just like you're hitting more roadblocks along the way. I feel like that's what the Ten of Swords is about. These are things that are just like that are just come up that are just like that feel like it's going to lead us to ruin in a sense, because that's what's on the bottom of this card here. It's ruin, but all of that to say, this card can also too, spiritually it's heralding the end of delusions. So I do feel like with this popping up, you're getting to this place where we're starting to get on the other side of that. Maybe we were kind of steeping in this energy for a while. Our self-esteem was low. Things were starting to fall behind. Maybe we're starting to affect our relationships, our health, our however this was starting to manifest. I do feel like you're getting less of a we're getting ready to get to this hanged man state here, because we are this is getting out of hand. Whatever this feeling is that you're going on, that's going on with you, Aries, I do feel like it's got you in a place where it's just like, "Rrr." And I get it because that's what the Five of Wands is about. You know, the Five of Wands is a card of frustration, of quarreling, of strife, of it's just like it's just one of my hot cards is what I'm starting to refer to some of these like kind of hotter feelings for the wands. And you know what too? This is totally understandable. Your ruler is in retrograde right now, so you're probably feeling this a little bit more than the rest of us for sure. And I get it. You know, I do feel like, hold on, let's talk about this Hanged Man, and then you'll see why I feel this way. Because I do feel like this, you're coming off of the tail end of this. For some of you, either we're just now getting in it, and hopefully I caught you early enough, or we're in it and we're getting ready to come out of the end of it. I think we're starting to see some signs because you have the Hanged Man here. And with the Hangman, this is my card of new perspectives, of redemption through sacrifice. Could be some cards, maybe we were in a place where we were kind of, if we're in this Hanged Man situation right now, maybe we've been kind of punishing ourselves, you know, not sure why we're even going through this, you know, what could possibly bring this on? Maybe everything was going so well, and now it's just like, what? What? But the fact that we're here in this hangman, whether this was like your higher self, just like, hey, Aries, I get it. Whoop. You know, sometimes your higher self has to, it just like it chooses to intervene at the what may seem like inconvenient times for us, but it really is just so that we don't get into any more trouble. In trouble in the sense of that we don't dig our hole, because I know we have this, and I need you to stop. We're going to talk about you in a minute, but you know, I do feel like, you know, it's kind of like when the hangman has happened, it's kind of the universe trying to just bring your awareness back, you know, bring you back to center, you know, because maybe we've been going at this thing for a while, whatever this project is, we just been kind of going at it the same way, just bam, 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 and you know, starting it, doing the same thing, expecting different results. And that's not what the hangman's for. The hangman, when this pops up, it's just time to bring up in some freshness. You know, maybe it's just you know, you gotten to this place where, you know, we're bringing ourselves down, you know, and it's really starting to, I'm hoping this is making sense. But yeah, I do feel like for some, you know, we're getting to this place where now we're starting to see this 10 of swords, this 5 of wands for what it is. And whether we want to or not, we do understand that we got to take these steps to get out of it, because it's like, you know, we're getting into it or we've been wallowing in it. But you know, a hanged man is just about, we're getting the strengths from this, you know. And let me go ahead and get into, let's get into some future stuff, because I think this is going to help make that make more sense. Because over here you have the 5 of swords here, the 4 of cups, and the Chariot. And this is kind of what I was talking about with kind of over here. Because and I don't know if I mentioned with the any of the swords cards, the wands have to deal with energy, and the swords have to deal with intellectual matter. So when these cards kind of popping up, we are in our head. And I feel like, you know, part of this thing, maybe we're feeling frustrated, and, you know, like that, we're starting to spiral a little bit, is because maybe we haven't been getting any wins here recently. You know, it's just, I'm getting a sense of that. It's just been, it seems like life has just been like throwing curveballs at you, just bam, 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 bam. Aries, what's up? And, and again, you know, it's not too, I feel like it's not too surprising with honestly, with the fact that your ruler is in retrograde. That's going to, I feel like that's gonna, this, to me, it all makes sense, you know. And I know that that may not help you at the moment, but I want it to, because I want you to know that this is more so like because I'm starting to feel it, Aries. It's the energy starting to come in. You know, because I get being here when it feels like you can't seem to catch a break, you know, and then it leads to these anxieties. It leads to, you know, it all just slowly starts to bleed in. And then when you get to this 5 of swords energy where you don't know what to do, being in a hanged man situation with all of this uncertainty, because I'm getting a lot of uncertainty here too. Um, I can see where it's starting to compound. You were really getting in this place here where it's kind of I feel like we want to see all the wisdom that's coming from here. We want to see all the lessons, but it's coming at a pace that you're not. I feel like that you're not used to. And it makes sense. With you being the initiator of the zodiac, being that go getter, that wanting to, we're full steam ahead, having to stop, maybe when you've been just like really hot and kind of on a groove, that's, oh yeah, that'll get you hot, that'll get you frustrated, that'll just get you defeated. But I will say, and this is going to be kind of a weird way to read this, but I'm getting the feeling with this Four of Cups here. This Four of Cups is my card of like gratitude, and I want to say hang with me. I want to say I feel like we should start learning to be a little more grateful for these situations here, because I feel like if you were on a hot streak and if you slow down, it's because that I feel like there's something bigger coming on the horizon here. And I feel like with this Four of Cups saying to be grateful for these lessons that you're in right now is because the growth that's going to come. Because sometimes when you're in the midst of these things, and I feel like when we can't quite see the finish line, it can just feel so overwhelming, so hopeless. But look at it this way. Okay, let's say we're in the state, we feel like just the world's out to get us, our higher self is gone, we don't know what's going on, and it feels like there's just so much. Well, imagine this, Aries. Imagine when we get out of this hangman, because the nice thing with the hangman too, you don't stay hanged, you don't stay in these states forever. That's the beauty of it, because it's constantly changing. And now imagine if you think that you think the times have been tough now, when this blows up and we're on the other end of it. I don't know if you've had like the two of disc with me in the past, but that's a card of getting used to that fluctuation, that ebbs and flows of life. When we got the big wins, and then because you got some big wins here too, let me tell you, I don't know if you can see that you got a lot, for as much wisdom here that you need to attain from these, you have just as much abundance. So I really do feel that you're not going through this just because. And if you've been feeling like that, don't, because and I know, and I say this is a safe space. This is judgment free zone here. But I really do feel like if you can just hang in there, Aries, hang in there, keep that mentality strong, you're going to get to this Chariot here, because the Chariot is about triumph, it's about victory, it is about getting even. And again, I don't know how long all of us, because I feel like every time, when we're in these moments, it will vary for each person. But either way, whatever that's going to look like for you, you're going to get to that place of zen. Because the thing that I like about this Chariot too, compared to other chariots, is that most of the time the other chariots are like going, we're like in the middle of it. It's almost just like, hey, we're getting ready. It almost feels like, all right, all this stuff is getting ready to come on, and then if you're already in this and you're like, wait, there's going to be more before I get to my victory, yikes. But with this Chariot, you're at the finish line. I feel like this is perfect, because this is what you're gonna look like when all of this is done, and we've been keeping that mentality strong, been keeping that faith. We're gonna get to this place. We're gonna achieve this, and you know what? Come on, Aries. Hold on. Let's start talking about this fortune now. Yeah, because I feel like we've been in the. Let me show you some fortune. Bam! Literally, fortune. One of your card, your ruler, and yourself. The Two of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. Oh, Aries, the energy shifting, because now we're starting. I feel like now we're starting to get it. What a good. You came to the right place. If this is what you were needing, to pick me up, oof, that just picked me up. Because I love the fortune card. Because this is not just like, like fortune falling out of the sky. That's kind of how I talk about this card. It's got to be one of those things that you need to go and attain. It's not just going to be like, oh, magically fixed. But I do feel like with all this energy here, you are going out to get this, because not just because we got the Chariot here and we got all this, we got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is after the Emperor. This couldn't be, this is so you, it is insane, because it's your ruler in your sign. And this is, what does this card signify? Going out and getting it, keeping that perseverance, that strength, that this is like the Two of Wands is one of the, as far as like the energy that it brings, this is like fortune, victory, absolutely. And I feel like with this popping up, it's just keeping that energy to power through all of this. Remember that this stuff under here, this is getting ready to build you up, to get ready to go out there to get that big fortune that I was talking about. Because this is not, like I said, this is not, depending on the degree, that's going to be the reward. The universe isn't just going to throw the stuff on you and you're not going to get that equal return. Because, man, Aries, once you come out there, because I bet I'm kicking it with you on this Hangman, because I am excited to see when you come down from that and you are getting into this place, it is going to be lovely. But we do need to remember too, while we're in all of this, with the Eight of Cups, and I feel like with the Eight of Cups popping up here, this is not to say if something is not working out here. It's one thing if something is not, if it's not working and it's got you feeling in a place of, it's lowering your vibration in a sense of like, we're getting destructive, it's just not lifting you up, then I say maybe shelve this project. But I'm more so feeling with this Eight of Cups, this is popping up just to say, while you're going through this, don't let the things that you keep fun or that you hold near and dear or that you're really passionate about, don't let those kind of fall to the wayside, because this is a card of indolence, of unmet goals, of you have just not seeing things through. You like start one thing, it doesn't quite go your way, meh. You start another thing, meh. Oh, this one's kind of fun. Now it's not any fun anymore. It's getting, you're like stacking up all these unfinished things, and then that's how we get into this five of swords mentality, because it's like we're starting things, we're not finishing, we're not following them through, possibly. That's what I'm kind of feeling with this energy here. It's just more so saying, don't let life deter you, because it's going to throw those curveballs at you, and it just wants to see, it doesn't want you to leave all this unfinished stuff here. It wants you to use that energy and drive that you have, because this is you. This is the embodiment of Aries. You know what? Come on. Let's get where your head's at. Let's move it along, Aries. Look at this. Knight of Cups, 10 of Disc, 9 of Cups. Come on. Let me tell you. Sorry. Now I'm getting fired up. I'm feeling this, Aries. Because with the Knight of Cups, this is kind of what I was talking about with this Eight of Cups here. When things don't when we hit those roadblocks, this is not to say to just leave it. It's not meant to deter you. It's not meant to get you to where you don't feel like you can't do anything, so then you end up settling on stuff and you're not getting that fulfillment. Because that's kind of what, with the Knight of Cups, his deal is, and let me preface with, depending on, hold on, which way was he facing you? Depending on which way the knights, I promise I'm here. Whichever way the knights are facing, depending on, I think you had him last week. It can be if he's facing the nature of your problem, spit it out, Justin. It can either be the coming to of energy for you, or you getting ready to go out and and utilize this energy. That's how I interpret the knights. And with the Knight of Cups coming to you, I feel like this is you getting ready to come to that strength, because normally the knight with the Knight of Cups, he's not a fan. All this mindfulness right here, if you were to present the Knight of Cups with this, he'd be like, bye. Like, Justin, you didn't even try to invite. You didn't even want me to stay. But Knight of Cups, I do want you to stay, because there's all this stuff over here. Knight of Cups is you, Aries. I want you to stay because look at what's underneath all of this. But I feel like, with I don't know, I'm not sure if that brought home my point, but with the Knight of Cups, he's the type that when things don't come across as fun, he's not going to invest in it. He's over it. He's going to milk it. He's Eight of Cupsing. It's started out great. moved on. Started out great, wasn't fun, moved on. He doesn't like to put in the work sometimes. You know, he enjoys the fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not to say that he doesn't have the potential. He just loves the brilliance of things, because the peacock down, he represents the ocean, and the peacock down there represents the brilliance of it, and that's what he loves. The strength when he has to rise up, when he has to when it's not fun anymore and it requires the work, because you can see, I like to say that, of he's not, I feel like he's not passing this off or showing this strength willingly. This is like, okay, my back is against the wall, fine, here we go, I'm here's my energy. Okay, I'll put in the time. And that's what I feel like you're gonna need to do here, Aries. And this is only gonna resonate with some of you, because Knight of Cups, Aries, look. Let's add on to your, hold on, let's add on to your abundance here, because with the ten of disc is bay. The ten of disc is a card of getting that wealth, that, you know, whatever, if we're looking for whatever. Ching-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, look at abundance. That's abundance calling, because that's what you went out and got, Aries. Because now you see what happened when you showed that strength. Now the wheel of fortune is spinning, because it's spitting out so much abundance. Did I describe this? Because if I did, you should be feeling happy right now. Because the Nine of Cups is about that fulfillment, you know, that, and this is, and I like that you're not just getting like and just so that you can make this, so that hopefully this makes sense why I'm so excited for you, that you're not just getting this, because disc have to deal with it can pertain with money matters, business. Cups are deal, excuse me, I'm like woof. The energy's been kind of strong here these last couple weeks, and I'm all for it. You all are bringing it. I feel like you're trusting me. I love it. In the Nine of Cups, cups, stay focused, Justin. Cups can deal with emotional matters. So I feel like you're not only are you getting your resources filled, those cups are getting filled, but your emotional cups are getting filled. All this stuff is getting so filled. Aries, higher self. Listen. I just want you to understand. I'm gonna bring it home. I'm bringing it home. Well, higher self is gonna bring it home, because I did this last week with Scorpio. I got so wrapped up in the energy. Higher self is gonna bring it home. Empress, my girl, Empress. We gotta stop meeting like this. The Tower, your ruler. The Tower, because this is Mars, and Ace of Disc. Ace of Disc, Aries. And listen. Listen, I know I might be doing the most right now, but this is just, when you bring me this type of stuff, because this is not stuff that I'm giving you. This is stuff that you're bringing to me, and it really excites me. And I just want you to know that I feel you on this. I feel you on all of that, because you felt the vibe. The vibe was, we were a little hesitant. You know, it was a little just like, oof. You know, this is like, you heard me, so much mindfulness. But now now that we've kind of gone through this story, look at where we're ending, where our higher self is trying to get us to. Okay, girl. Oh, did I tell you all these cards? I think we're deja vu. So let me tell you about the Empress. The Empress, and I really feel like this is, I've been mentioning, because she's normally my self-care card. But I've been really kind of talking about too. She's a card of good fortune. You know, one of her attributes is she's good fortune. I really feel this here, Aries. And it's not that it's not that this is from falling out of the sky. It's because of what you're making. This is what you're doing, Aries. That's why I'm so excited about this. This isn't any kind of outside influence. This is all you bringing this. Man. And okay, did I finish up with you, girl? I feel like I cut that shit. We'll talk some more. We'll talk off camera. And then the Tower. The Tower. This is the clarity that I'm talking about. This is thank you, higher self, and I'm talking to your higher self too, Aries, because this is what I want you to see. This is where you're getting at here. I know you're feeling in this chaos. I know you're like, we've been at battle with this figure here, because it's burning everything down. And, you know, we've been in this chaotic state. But you know what, Aries? You're not afraid of fire, because you are the start of the fire signs. cardinal of the fire signs. This, psh, looking at you, Tower, because that's you, Aries. You're looking at this and you're seeing that clarity, because we know what we're seeing now. We're seeing 10 of discs. We're seeing fortune. We're seeing 9 of cups, and we're seeing the chariot. You know what else we're seeing? Ace of disc, because we're gonna plant the aces. Come on, higher self. The aces are my seeds. These are the aces represent, new beginnings, that are getting ready to pop. This is like abundance, like that was an abundance explosion. Abundance. The ace of disc. And what a better seed. These are kind of my seed cards. If I mention, I'm all over the place, Aries. This is, I like to think the aces too is like my seed cards for these new beginnings, because these are the seeds that you're getting ready to plant. You're taking this tower moment. You're being that dove. I love talking about these two figures here. Because normally the snake here, I'm always talking about how, look at that, I'm like getting closer to you, see it? With the snake guy, I'm always talking about how he's surprised, like what's going on with this tower moment here. And the dove is like, it's got a little olive branch, well, I'm assuming it's an olive branch. We're calling it an olive branch. And it's taking that branch from this, and it's gonna go out. It's going to plant this new seed. It's going to build this abundance, get these resources, and everything is going to be gravy, Aries. Everything. Yeah. Wow. Look at this abundance pile. That's it. I mean, Aries, last thoughts on this. I'm really am. I get one of those things I say, when you're in it, it can seem, everyone's excited for you, and that can almost even add to this frustration, because it's just like, if you don't see it yet, it could just be one of those things like, well, man, everyone's telling me about all this abundance, but I don't get it. I don't get it. You totally do, because it's right there. Take this. I don't even know where there you are. Take this hangman time. Take this time and really get the most from this, because this is one of my meditative cards. I think I got lost in all this excited abundance frenzy, that because you got a cornucopia coming. yeah, I said a cornucopia, because this is again, if that is what you want, because this is the energy that you brought me, and I feel like you have lofty dreams, Aries, and so take this meditation time. And you know what? If I didn't emphasize that, I do want good fortune for you, but I do also want you to take care of yourself in this, because that is because you are my self-care card, girl. And that is something too. She just got really excited about you, but we get so giddy sometimes. Almost nothing gets done. Meditate. Meditate. This is not about us. Meditate. Get the most from this wisdom, because there's so much. This, I know it's stacking up, man. I know, I'm like, wow. Wow. But also, wow, Aries, awesome. I hope that resonates with you all. I do. That's hopefully that made sense, because I know I got I just been kind of, we're just going in it. But please, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share, keep all those things, keeping us growing, and just to get a better picture of yourself, check your moon, check your rising. And this week we're switching it up a little bit. We're checking our north node this week. What, Justin? Why would we check our north node? I'll tell you, because the north node is kicking in with the moon in Celestial News Weekly. Yeah, that was a little bit better. Yeah, you feel the energy coming back? The hand gestures were weird. I may just do it where I just keep the energy up, because I feel like I'm running out of nature of my problem. So, yes, we are checking our north node this week, and I'm going to get into all that in a second, because we got some, not a whole bunch of stuff going in the news, but there's a really big special event that I want to kind of highlight, because with your ruler being in retrograde, my ruler, I'm a Cancer, is going to be in a total full moon lunar eclipse. Look at all this celestial activity happen for you. You had this, we had our full moon in Aries, and now look at that. We're getting a total full moon eclipse, Aries. Love it. But with this eclipse, it's happening on the 8th of November. And with the full moon, it kind of represents like release and manifestation, which you are manifesting. You are manifesting good stuff. So this is a great time, to do all this stuff. And also, too, with this eclipse stuff going on, you got, factor in mind, you got your ruler in retrograde, and with eclipses in general, they're known to throw just, and you're getting all the curveballs, Aries. Just curveballs. Someone just threw 5 of them at you, but guess what? You're knocking them out the park. Bam! I hope that was 5. And look at this energy, Aries. Take this. This is what you brought to me. But this is a time, this is, the eclipses in general are going to kind of throw like curveballs at us that we might not be feeling so willing to face, because I get that, what coming in, if it wasn't like, if changing that mindset, when you're facing this stuff, it's like, if I had stuck with the like, oh, this energy here, whew, this is going to be, and that just makes that journey all the more. It's going to make dealing with those where we're dragging our feet on dealing with those stuff. We're 8 of Cups and we're just like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And also just with this being a total eclipse, there's just a lot coming at you, Aries. There's things are going to be coming kind of quickly, and it's just like it's going to feel like you need to like get everything in order. Like life is happening, and that's all that it is. That's just to say this is, and hopefully that kind of brings you down just a little bit. That this isn't just happening just because things are out of your control. This is just where the energy's at. Make it work for you because you're bringing it. Because you're absolutely bringing it. And you know what, too? Because with the moon is getting ready to, while all of this is happening, it's going to be in the 11th house. And that has to do with like our goals, our objectives, and our friendships. So this could be a time, too, all of these things, where we want to go in life, what do we want to achieve, the people we want to include along this journey, all of this stuff is coming into question. So, this is it's a busy time for you. I feel like it might feel kind of intense, maybe this next couple weeks, but I do feel like when we're aware of it, we can handle it better. Now let's talk about that good old North Node, because that's all really what I'll go into there's some extra moon stuff that I'm gonna get into just a little bit, but I do want to talk about this North Node. Because the North Node, it's really cool. It's referred to as the dragon's head. And this kind of indicates, it's kind of like where our goals are supposed to be, where we're trying to get to in life. What work needs to be done in this current life. What new faculties can we develop in this lifetime. It's because it's cool because you'll have, and I'm going to talk about probably the South Node next week, but it's like you'll have I know, look at this, I'm just dropping all this stuff on you. No, let's say, yeah, but this is with the North Node. This is kind of your South Node, which is referred to as the tail, and I am going to get into this probably next week. That's kind of like, think of that as your karma. And then this is, where your comfort space is. We were here, and now this dragon head, this North Node, is just like, where do we need to be? What stuff do we need to pick up along the way to get our stuff to get all this abundance? What new skills can we pick up? Oh man, I'm so glad I talked about this. Aries, what new perspectives can we pick up from this? Because that's what the North Node is. Check that out. This is what I mean when I talk about checking these things, because then it's like, bam, you might have been like, maybe with you being a starter, maybe you'll have your North Node, let's say for example, is in Cancer. Maybe this is a time, now maybe it's got to. My whole point for that, I'm coming down from your abundance. My point is to that, check this stuff out, because I do feel like that's going to help you to deal with this, get a better idea of how to process all that. Okay. A few more things and then we get you out here. I thought I was going to get you out fast because we were moving through that, but here we are. Move on, Justin. Void of Course. Do we know about Void of Course? Because this is what the moon does. This is another thing. There's some crazy moon stuff. When I'm talking about all this moon stuff, I wanted to focus on this just because the moon's going to be going void of Course twice during this week. When it's going void, of course, this is just that period of time when the moon is kind of transitioning from one sign to the other. It's usually less than a day, but it's when a time when the moon just kind of wanders. Which where it's wandering to, no idea. That's my ruler. We just do that sometimes. We just wander. But this is a time, and it's known as void, of course. And during this time, this is a good time to, oh, just stay up here. This is a good time to do that meditation. Go, find some quiet time. Just kind of recharge, because this is a lot. You should just chill up here too. Find some quiet time, recharge, get all this stuff, just get yourself back in order. And too, this is a time while it's going on, it's you'll notice that plans and like making plans and making decisions are kind of harder during this time. They're more subject to change. So it's just something to be mindful of. But it's only going to be going on 2 times this week. It's going to be void, of course, the day after the full moon eclipse, and that's going to be on the 9th, and it'll be moving to Taurus, and that'll be happening from 6 in the morning to about 7:36. And then it'll be doing it again on the 11th, where it's moving from Taurus to Gemini, and that'll be between 4:28 p.m. and 8:21. And 6:21 p.m. So it's going to be one's about an hour and a half, the other one's almost 2 hours. So just kind of something to keep in mind, kind of help you out during all this. Lastly, some aspects. I'm going to get you out of here. Aspects, surprise card. So the sun is conjunct with Mercury. And with that happening, that's the energies, you'll feel it'll be in that exact position, in that conjunction between or at 10:42 in the morning. So yeah, that's where you'll feel like the energy at its strongest. But it's kind of shining a light on our mental processes. Good time for like scheduling meetings, negotiations, conversations, contracts, and throwing some crystals in here too, because why not? I got all these gems here. Some good stones that might, if you happen to have some stuff during this time, maybe you want to do some meditating during this period. Grab your sunstone, grab your quartz. Definitely helps with this energy. Next, you have Mercury conjunct with the North Node, which, what? The North Node can be? Yes. Craziness what goes on. And that'll be it'll be exactly in that conjunct position at 5:19 p.m. And it's going to end on, it'll end on the 12th, at least this energy. Yeah, that'll be going on until the 12th of this, of November. And this is kind of a time to, you can feel maybe with this frustration, it can be a time where you can feel like you have all these ideas, but the timing doesn't seem to be lining up. You want to, you're feeling like out of sync with the world. You want to do all these big things and everyone's just like, I don't know, Aries, blah, blah, blah. There's not that support that you need, or maybe it seems like everyone's being overly critical. And I feel like with that, when this energy is coming around, it's just asking us to be just kind of open-minded, because maybe because we're in this state, we're hearing things more overly critically than they actually are, if that makes sense. So just kind of keep an open mind during this time, and something that'll help you with doing that is some quartz, for sure. If you're really kind of feeling that, quartz is good for clearing the mind, all of that. So use these buddies to help. You think I just keep these buddies around just because they're helping me just as much? We're feeding off him. We're best friends. Lastly, the Venus, the Empress. Venus is going to be, stop that. Venus is squared with Saturn, and you'll feel that the energy will be strong. It'll be in that exact position at about 1:33 in the morning, and then it'll end also on the 12th about 10 to 7. And this is a card. This is a card. Empress. This is an energy. Wow. We're having an issue with relationships right now, and it may bring up questions about who to let in, who to open up to, and when do we need to establish boundaries. So I feel like with this time here, this is an energy too. While we're in this, if let's say people haven't been as supportive as we would like, take that time. Reestablish these relationships. And if it's not, I'm not saying that to like start blocking people out of your world or anything, but it just might be a time to just like, hey, I don't know if I'm feeling this energy that you're bringing. where are we at? You know, how can we get past this? You know, where just do just a kind of casual check in. You know, it's that time. It's Scorpio season. Good time for it. And some good crystals to work with that. So, some opal and some onyx. That'll do you right. Um, I hope you enjoyed that, Aries. Hope you like the little crystal add-on too. I'm just playing around with the news. Anything to keep you. I just love the news. Let me get you a surprise card and I'll get you out of here. Nice. Let's finish up with one of your cards, Aries. Three of Wands. Yes. Yes, and you should. I hope you. Yes, this is a win because now, nice. This is. I feel like more so than anything else, this is a card. One of the things that it can represent is the realization of hope. And it also can mean the Three of Wands is about virtue. What do you hold virtuous to you? Establishing that strength. You know, this is Two of Wands. Take. Wow. You take your Two of Wands energy, you go out, keep that Three of Wands mentality, what stays true to you, what's going to be happy, what's going to be, keeping your abundance in mind, that finish line. And, oh, I don't know where your finish line went, but look at it, but because you have a whole long line. I can't even hold, I need like 5, 6 more arms to hold up your finish line, Aries. So go out there, let's get, it's going to be good, Aries. I see it. I see it. It's on the horizon. So keep that energy high. Keep raising that vibration, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.